A connection practice tonight. Yeah, I'm just before we begin, let's see who else has arrived. We've got Kenny, hi from a new place. Sanibel, I'm guessing FL is Florida. So I bet it was a lot warmer in Florida than where you were before. And Jackie, hello everyone from Stockport. Caroline, hello from Birmingham. And Stefano, lovely. How many beautiful faces right here. Isn't that the case? How many beautiful faces. And Angela, hi everyone from Sheffield. Good. So as I said, I decided that we'd do a connection practice tonight. And there's lots of scientific evidence that imaginative connection with other people can be as powerful, if not more powerful, than actual connection, depending on the quality of the connection. We can be with people and not have good quality connection because we're distracted or thinking of other things, or we could be not with other people physically and imaginatively connecting with them in quite a pure, deep way, and that will be from a physiological point of view as good as being with people. And I think particularly during these very, very strange times, imaginative connection is incredibly important. As a species, we're social creatures and we're built to connect. So while we're having physical restrictions on how we can actually meet up with people, it's very, very important that we don't just retreat into some kind of sense of isolation. And the antidote to that is imaginative identification with others. And here in the UK, we're in another lockdown now, or in England, I should say, we're in a lockdown now. But we are able to meet with one other person for a walk in the outdoors. So I've heard it called lockdown 2.0 plus one. Yeah, but nonetheless, it's pretty strict. Although yesterday I actually had to go to a hospital. I had to go for a scan at a hospital that's 2 hours away from where I live. It was a special scan. So that was a 4-hour round trip. And I have to say, judging by the traffic on the roads, you would not think we were in lockdown. So that was kind of sobering. I have no idea where all those cars were driving, but it certainly wasn't deserted roads. But nonetheless, we have been invited by our government to stay at home and curb the spread of the virus. And I know for those of you who are in America that you've got all kinds of things happening over there. So let's spend this evening using our awareness, using our attention to imaginatively identify with others. We'll start with ourselves, feeling kindness, care, openness to all of our experience. So we're fully present with who we are, with a kindly awareness, a sort of open, receptive awareness. And then we'll expand out to think of other people. And I found this quote from a guy called Louis Lavelle, who I think is a philosopher. Love is pure attention to the existence of the other. Love is pure attention to the existence of the other. I think that's very deep and interesting. So love is pure attention. So we can only experience love for ourselves or for others if we're present, if we're attentive. If we're lost and distracted, we're not going to be able to really experience love. So love requires presence and attention. But love is pure attention to the existence of the other. So what we're going to have a little go at in this practice is shifting our the default setting that we usually have to just completely circle back to self all the time. So generally we're very preoccupied by self. That's just natural. It's nothing to feel bad about. It's just the way we are. But one of the ways we can ease our suffering, because all this kind of self-concern can also lead to suffering. And one of the ways we can ease that suffering is by actively thinking of others. So flipping the script, if you like, from me to we. From me to we. and realizing how deeply interconnected we are, and how the other is just as dear to themselves as we are to ourselves. And what would it be like for the other to be just as dear to us as we are to ourselves? If you like, there's a kind of flow of life. There's a flow of experience that's kind of pouring through life all the time. And we can rest in that and be aware of self and other participating in that flow of life equally. And the edges become a bit more porous, but less rigid. Usually we're quite, our sense of ourselves and life is quite hard-edged, even angular. So I'm here as a completely separate, isolated being. You're out there as completely separate, isolated beings. And we kind of bang into each other. But what would it be like if we rest in the flow of experience, sensations arising and passing, thoughts arising and passing, emotions arising and passing, breath arising and passing? Everything starts to open out and to flow. And we rest in a quality of awareness which is much more fluid. And you and me, we're both just participating in that equally. And we can connect with others on the basis of that open, fluid awareness rather than this hard-edged, kind of static, angular awareness. Okay, let's have a go. So I'll lead the practice. Obviously, if you haven't done this before, you haven't got any idea what I'm talking about, don't worry. Hopefully all will become clear, so you can just relax into the practice and I'll guide you through it. So as always, choosing the position that you want to meditate in carefully with awareness. I think the first thing that many of us do in our practice is we just kind of flop the body into some position, and we might actually be quite uncomfortable, and we put up with that. Whereas there might be some other position that's more comfortable, where your attention will be more easeful, and that will mean that your love will be more easeful. And it's up to you whether you close your eyes. I like to close my eyes because I find that it kind of helps the distractions settle. But if you find that doesn't work for you, then of course keep your eyes open. It's completely up to you. Taking a deep breath in, and on the out breath, arriving and settling into this position. Do that a few times in your own way. Let the out breath go all the way out, and the in breath flow back in its own time. And then allowing the breathing to settle. Seeing if we can give the weight of the body up to gravity. So it's held and supported by the chair or the bed or the floor. Feeling into the contact between the body and the surfaces resting upon. Having the hands supported in the lap or on the legs if you're sitting. If you're lying down, you can have the hands at the side of the body or resting on the body. The main thing is that the arms and the hands are positioned in such a way that they're supported so the shoulders can fall away from the midline of the body. The shoulders can fall into gravity. If we're sitting, having the head poised on the top of the neck. If we're lying down, letting the head be fully supported by the cushion or the pillow. Letting the face be soft. And the whole body soft. Allowing the whole body to be breathed. I like to get a sense of my whole body opening a little bit in all directions on the in-breath, subsiding a little bit in all directions on the out-breath. It's quite a broad, open, receptive awareness. And sometimes I also get a sense of the body kind of getting a sense of uplift, of openness, expansiveness on the in-breath, and then a sense of release and settling on the out-breath. So not doing anything effortful, but there's a kind of vitalizing on the in-breath, subsiding, releasing on the out-breath. And allowing awareness to rest inside this rhythm, this flow. Let's just check through our experience for any resistance, any not wanting, any tightness, any pain. And let's invite that into our awareness so we're not leaving anything out. This field of awareness is open, gentle, tender, big enough for everything. And what's pleasant in your experience? Maybe there's a softness somewhere in the body, an openness somewhere in the body. Tingling, that's pleasant, perhaps. Let's let that in as well. And let's let everything arise and pass moment by moment. The breath, our thoughts, our emotions. Anything unpleasant, let it be there as flow without automatically hardening against it. Anything pleasant, let it be there as flow without automatically chasing after it. Seeing if we can care about our experience. So it's not a kind of cool, aloof awareness, but it's a loving, kind awareness towards ourselves. Here we are in all our complexity. We're probably every one of us, a mixed bag of pleasant, unpleasant, bored, happy. Just as you naturally care for a loved one, seeing if we can give that quality of awareness to ourselves for a few moments. We all matter simply because we are. Staying in touch with this quality in ourselves. We can open our awareness a little bit more and let's invite in a friend. So bringing to mind somebody who we've got an easy relationship with. We like them, we love them. Friend. And you can invite them in as an image or a feeling, whatever works for you. But having a felt sense of their presence in our imagination. Love is pure attention to the existence of the other. So let's really let this person into our awareness. What might it be like to be them? They'll have unpleasant experiences they tend to resist and push away. That leads to all kinds of extra suffering, just as it does for us. They'll have pleasant experiences they tend to chase after, which will also lead to all kinds of extra suffering, just as it does for us. They're breathing in and out just like us. They're living through the pandemic just like us, with all the complexities of that. They long to love and to be loved just like us. We're seeing if the hard edges between us can soften a little bit. Everything becomes a bit more fluid and open. And wishing them well. Careful not to force it or strain. So we're resting in our own body, we're breathing, we're open. But at the very least, being open to the existence of our friend as another human being just like us. Allowing the image or the feeling for the friend to gently fade. Being with ourselves for a few moments. If you notice there's tension arising in the body, perhaps moving a little bit, softening the body, softening the breath. Caring about ourselves, even loving ourselves for a moment or two. Now let's open our awareness again. We're staying centered and grounded, but we're opening the field of our awareness, if you like, to include everybody here on this Zoom call. There's 66 of us. England, Wales, Scotland, America, Spain, maybe New Zealand, maybe other places. Vastly different circumstances, and yet, deep down, so very, very alike. We're all breathing in and out. We all tend to push away pain. We all tend to cling and grasp onto pleasure. We all tend to make life hard-edged with our perception. And we probably all got a longing to live in a more connected, fluid way. Let experience in, live it fully, and then let experience flow out of the moment again, moment by moment. So here we all are, connected by meditation. This longing to open the mind, open the heart, be present, be loving. If it works for us on the in-breath, we can have a sense of taking one another in, and on the out-breath, kindliness, care, interest, connection, flowing out towards all of us. Now let's allow the field of our awareness to open even more. So we're staying centered and grounded, but the field of our awareness encompasses the whole world, all the people, all the creatures. Seeing if we can care, be interested, feel connected in our imagination with all the creatures. Now letting our awareness of all the other people, the other creatures gently fade in our imagination. So we're not cutting off from them, but they're just fading a little bit into the background and bringing the weight and the shape of the body to the foreground of awareness. And feeling the contact with the chair, with the floor, with the bed. Stability of the body. When we're ready, bringing a little bit of movement into the body, maybe the hands and the feet. Keeping our awareness soft. Coming to bigger movements, bringing the practice to a close. Opening the eyes, we've got the eyes closed. Good, look at that, 7:30. So let's see if we can take this quality of sort of imaginative connection with us into our day. The people we come into contact with, and for some of us it may only be virtually. We may not be seeing anybody in the flesh, as it were. But just the power, the wonder of this imaginative connection and taking that into your life. Good. So we'll leave it there. And Now, tomorrow night, I'm leading a practice at the Breathworks. At Breathworks, we've got this community of practice. And perhaps, Ollie, you could put the link in. And tomorrow night, I'm going to be giving a talk, really, from 7 till 8 about neuroscience and mindfulness. And we're going to be doing some practice exploring some of the findings from that. So do join me if you want to. And let me just read out some of these things for Martin. Thank you and kindness to all. Soothing. Thank you from London. In Scotland, my family and I have just gone into tier 4, essentially another lockdown, more or less. So connection practice was just what's needed. Thank you. Gosh, well, good luck with that, Jocelyn. Thank you. That is my favorite meditation, just what we all need at this time. Hope everyone has a lovely week. Thank you, Tuesday evening friends. Thank you, Vidyamala. Thank you for the connection. Lovely to be with you all, Sheila. So much Mudita, thank you. Cannot wait for that tomorrow evening. Very precious. Thank you all. Thank you all and best wishes to everyone. Love to all from Portland. Hello, another American, Jeannie. Love to be here with everyone this evening. Thank you, Vidyamala, for a wonderful meditation. Thank you all, really special. Thank you so much. Beautiful, thank you. Thank you, Vidyamala, and all the Tuesday gang, and that especially includes Ollie. I very rarely remember to thank Ollie, who's here week after week after week doing the tech, and then he steps in when I can't make it. So huge thank you to you, Ollie. Thank you all, really special. Thank you so much. Beautiful. In the US, everything is open and we are all getting sick. Gosh, that's just, that is so wrong and heartbreaking. Yeah. So I really feel for people in the States at the moment. Thanks. So good to connect with others. Ollie said, my pleasure. That's nice. Thank you so much, everyone. And someone's asked, is tomorrow free to access? If you go to the community of practice link that Ollie's put in the thread, it is here somewhere, quite a long way up now. You get the first month free, so you could join, and then it's just £6 a month if you want to continue taking part in that community of practice. Ollie's put it in again. Good. Okay, let's leave it there because it's 19:34. So those of you in the States, you're behind us. So you've still got quite a lot of the day to come. So you've got maybe lots of opportunities to practice with the people that you connect with. And for those of us over here, we've got a few hours of interaction possibly. And then we have a lovely, lovely evenings, a lovely, lovely night's sleep, I hope. So yeah, really lovely to see you. I really love practicing with you this week. And let's see you, maybe some of you tomorrow and the rest of you next week.